Welcome to Learn with Amine. In this video, I'll be talking about the Stipendium Hungaricum Scholarship. So it is basically the Hungarians stipend and scholarship for the international students. So I'll be discussing about the various details of the scholarships, including the medical certificate that is mandatory for the submission and for application. So let's get started. I have received several questions regarding the mandatory medical certificate for Stipendium Hungaricum Scholarship. This is basically a scholarship that provides stipend for students, for international students while they study in Hungary. So if you are looking for a study program in Europe, or if you want to immigrate to Europe, then this would be one of the good options that you might have to study in Hungary, get a full scholarship and also receive a stipend for the living expenses. So in this, your tuition will be covered, you will be provided with the scholarship and you have a stipend for the living expenses. So let's see regarding the mandatory medical certificate. I will be talking about medical examination in this video, and if you have any questions regarding the scholarship or regarding the application procedure, then you can comment on the video below and I will get back to you. Basically, the Stipendium Hungaricum website, they provide you a template for the medical certificate, and please remember that this medical certificate is not optional. It is compulsory document, it is mandatory document, and whatever has been asked in this template in the medical certificate, you need to provide answers to this. So basically you can download this medical certificate template from the website that I will be linking in the description below, and you can check it out. You can download the medical certificate and you need to get the examination dates and the vaccination dates and the result of the different medical examinations, and you need to mention the full name of the applicant as it appears on the passport, the date of birth and the nationality. If you have any doubts regarding the date of birth, whether I need to follow the format of DDMMYYYY or MMDDYYYY, then you can basically mention 26-December-1993. So you can use that format and mention the date of birth, and here is the date of issue. You can simply follow the same format that I have explained, and this is the signature and the stamp of examining physician. So this is the medical certificate template. It is mandatory and you can download from the website I have given in the description. So let's take a look at the different aspects of the medical examination. So the first section that is in the medical report template is chest x-ray, and for the chest x-ray report, you need to either give a digital report from a lab that provides you the chest x-ray, or it can be a handwritten note by a doctor, but it has to be on an official letterhead. So a digital report from a lab, it has many parameters that it mentions about. It has some details. Now instead of that, you can also provide a handwritten note. It has to be by a doctor, but it has to be on an official letterhead. So either of these, whichever you can get, you can provide that for the chest x-ray report. What should the doctor note say? It can simply say, according to chest x-ray, the result is normal. So just that note is sufficient, even if it does not have additional details. But you can also mention, according to chest x-ray, the result and x-ray is normal. There are no signs of tuberculosis. So you can mention that. Like the doctor can mention that in the handwritten note which he is providing on an official letterhead and signing and stamping that. Now the report should be signed by the physician, the digital report from the lab. And also please remember that please do not attach the X-ray film in the supporting documentation. X-ray film is not at all required. And also the X-ray report should be very recent. Usually they say that the report must be within the 3 months, in the past 3 months. But remember, for the 2025 to 26 application cycle, the report should not be earlier than November 1st, 2024. That means the report should be after November 1st, 2024. That is, it can be November 2 or so on. That's for the chest X-ray report. So you are providing the medical certificate template and filling in the details there. Apart from that, you are adding an additional supporting document, which is either the digital report from a lab or a handwritten note by the doctor on official letterhead. Let's go to the serological report. So this is section 2 in the medical template, and in this what they are doing is they will do test for HIV and then hepatitis B, hepatitis C. And to get these tests done, you can either visit a government hospital or a private lab. You can use the official medical certificate template that is provided on the website. So basically in the serological section of the template, the doctor needs to indicate the results for HIV, hepatitis B and hepatitis C. So basically he needs to confirm that the results are negative for you and also provide the test dates, on what dates you have performed these tests. And it is not mandatory, but you can attach separate serological report. So basically a serological report will be provided by the government hospital or private lab when they perform the test. And in addition to that, you would approach them to sign on the medical certificate template by mentioning the test dates and the results for the different tests. So if you have already received the serological report and everything is fine, then you can attach it as a separate document. Basically in the same supporting documentation, you can merge the PDFs and you can provide the documentation. But please remember, it is not mandatory to provide a separate serological report. Only the serological section in the official medical certificate template needs to be filled in, and the test dates and the results need to be mentioned. But please remember, in the chest X-ray, you require compulsorily the digital report or a handwritten note from the doctor. Now coming to section 3, it is regarding vaccination, and for this you need to visit a licensed physician or a local health authority or a clinic or a hospital. You can use the official medical certificate template that is provided in the website, and in the vaccination section of the template, doctor needs to indicate that yes, you have received the required vaccination. So not the complete sentence, basically he needs to tick that yes. And you might not have vaccination card because you have got vaccination in childhood. Then at the place where it is asking you for the vaccination date, you can just mention childhood. And when it is mentioned as childhood, you don't remember the date, so you are mentioning childhood. And also it is not mandatory for you to attach the vaccination cards, but if you have the vaccination cards, then you can provide the vaccination cards as well. And whichever the vaccinations you have not received in your childhood or so far, you need to get those vaccinations done before going to Hungary, because once you reach Hungary, they will perform additional test and detailed tests, and if you have not been vaccinated, then it would count for misrepresentation, which you do not want to do. So if you have done the vaccinations before, then mention the vaccination dates and get a signature from the physician, mention yes and the vaccination dates. If you don't remember the vaccination dates, but you are sure that you have received those vaccinations in childhood, then you can mention childhood under the vaccination date section and provide yes and get a signature by the physician. That is only one signature on the medical certificate template. And if you have vaccination cards, then you can attach the vaccination cards, but don't forget to get the vaccinations done before going to Hungary. Apart from that, there were questions that were asked to me regarding the COVID vaccinations. So for the COVID vaccination, there is only one field that is given to you. In that one field, you need to mention the heading first dose and mention the date of the first dose, and then mention the heading second dose, and then provide the date of the second dose. To recap, I can tell you that this is the medical certificate template, and you need to mention the examination or vaccination dates here, and also mention the result as negative, and here the vaccinations as yes. And here with regards to coronavirus, you can mention first dose and mention the date, second dose and mention the date, and this is the date of issue, and this is the signature and stamp of the examination physician. Now I would recommend you to go to a government hospital and get all the tests done, and get the signature and stamp of one physician. Apart from this medical certificate, the supporting documentation, which is compulsory supporting documentation, is either the digital report from a lab or a handwritten note. Now apart from that, the optional documents that you can attach is the serological report and the vaccination cards. So that's it for today's video. I hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions with regards to Stipendium Hungaricum Scholarship, then you can comment on the video below. Take care.